Despite the messy breakup we all saw unfold last week between the world's richest billionaire and the world's pettiest billionaire, we cannot forget the damage Elon Musk and President Trump have done together to our government, national security, and Americans' privacy. Republicans are holding this hearing acting like they care about protecting your privacy, pretending like their president isn't out there trashing privacy and cybersecurity laws to build profiles of Americans' sensitive information that could give him unparalleled power to control what we say and what we do. That's right, whistleblowers have told the committee that DOGE is carrying around, quote, backpacks full of laptops to combine protected data from different agencies, and that DOGE is not notifying Americans that their data is being moved around, even though they're required to do so by federal law. Professor Hu, why do federal laws like the Privacy Act and the Federal Information Security Management Act place safeguards around how the federal government handles and uses Americans' data?
Thank you so much, Congresswoman, for that question. I think that it's absolutely critical to see the urgency of this moment in history, that as we are asking 23andMe to exercise such care and moral obligation to safeguard our national security interests, that we also ask that of our own federal government, and that we look to the laws that we have, such as the Privacy Act and FISMA, as reasons why it's so critical, not only because of the history of potential abuses and misuses that we've seen in the past, that then, and also the vulnerabilities that led to the enactment of those laws, but because of the critical national security issues that are emerging, especially in light of AI warfare.
Thank you so much. Professor Hu, let me ask you one more question. How does DOGE's haphazard and cavalier handling of American sensitive data present privacy and security risk?
I think that what we really need to understand is that that aggregation and that consolidation of data opens us up to a great deal of targeting and also the type of misuse and abuse of that data. And without making sure that we reinforce the systems that we have put in place previously and those specialists and experts that we had hired previously to safeguard those systems, we are really jeopardizing, I think, Americans' privacy.
Yeah, it seems like we decided to leave all our valuables in the car out where everybody can see it and the door is unlocked. That's what it feels like, but I digress. Our federal agencies are tasked with protecting cybersecurity and maintaining critical IT infrastructure that has been gutted by this administration. Almost 1,000 employees were fired or forced out of the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, better known as CISA, weakening America's cyber defenses. Professor Hu, how will these workforce cuts jeopardize our nation's ability to protect Americans' data from cyber attacks?
Yeah, I think that we need to understand the critical role that these agencies and professionals, including CISA, the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency of the Department of Homeland Security, the role that they play in making sure that they safeguard all of our critical infrastructure. And without the proper staffing, we're throwing ourselves into a great deal of jeopardy. And I think that we also need to recognize the potential conflict of interest here of those that are trying to dismantle these cybersecurity systems.
Thank you so much. As another example, Trump's acting director of the Consumer Financial Bureau of Protection, which Trump is also trying to unconstitutionally dismantle, recently killed a bill that would have shielded Americans' sensitive information from data brokers. Instead of protecting Americans from companies that sell their address, email, phone number, financial data, political affiliation, religious beliefs, and other sensitive information, Trump is letting them run wild. I'd ask unanimous consent to enter into the record a Wired article titled, quote, CFPB quietly kills rule to shield Americans from data brokers.
Without objection, so ordered.
Thank you so much. Congressional Democrats and American people are rightfully concerned that their sensitive information is being used, abused, and pooled without regard to our nation's privacy and information security laws. And we won't forget that just last week, Republicans made us wait more than half an hour while they scrambled to get their members into this committee room for a hearing that they called, yet did not bother to attend because Democrats had the votes to subpoena Elon Musk. If they agree with what Elon has done, why are they so scared to hear from Elon himself? Maybe now that Elon broke up with Donald, the majority will finally join us in demanding answers from Mr. Musk's time within this administration. Let me tell you something. We have seen that this administration has decided to go after students because of things that they have said. We have seen people get fired because they refuse to pledge their loyalty to this daggone cult. This is absurd, and we don't need people being targeted. They are weaponizing us while at the same time making us very vulnerable to those that want to hurt us the most. Now, listen, I never sent my DNA to anybody, so I don't know where I was stolen from. I'm going to tell you right now, I did not do it because I was concerned, because there is a history, especially when it comes to black folk, with taking our stuff. So I didn't do it. So now I sit here clueless about my heritage. But I tell you that having a hearing on this issue brings about all of those worst fears for me, though. The fact that our data is just out there, and our personal biographical information. So I am just going to ask any and everyone around the science world, so that we can make sure that we move forward in this country. When it comes to science, we got to make sure that we are protecting people's information as we are trying to move forward, whether it's AI, whether we're talking about things such as our genes or otherwise. Thank you so much, and I yield. Thank you so much, Mr. Chair.
Chair recognizes Mr.